Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to create Google Docs from Zoho Forms submission. So suppose you have a travel agency and you want to collect your customers' traveling data with the help of form submissions that you have created out of Zoho Form. You want that every time a new form submission is done in Zoho Form, automatically a new document should be created in your Google Docs containing all the details from the form submission. For that, we have to create an automation between Zoho Forms and Google Docs with the help of Pabbly Connect. In this automation process, my trigger application is going to be Zoho Forms and my action application is going to be Google Docs. If you want to learn a lot more about this automation, let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we are going to learn how to create Google Docs from Zoho Form submission. So suppose you are a traveling company and you have created a form with the help of Zoho Form in which you want to collect your customers' details regarding their travel. And you want that every time a Zoho Form submission is done, automatically a document should be created with the help of Google Docs which should contain all your customers' traveling details. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. And as on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly, that is pabblyconnect.com. Next we have to do is we have to sign in to our Pabbly account. If you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. I'm going to sign into my Pabbly account. After signing into my account, you can see the All Apps window in which we have to select Pabbly Connect. Click on Access Now. After that, you can see the Pabbly Connect's dashboard in which we have to create a workflow to start our automation process. So we have to click on the top right corner button, Create Workflow. Then a dialog box will appear in front of you which will ask for your workflow name. So we have to give a name to our workflow. So I will give my workflow name as Google Docs from Zoho Forms submission. You can give a name to your workflow as per your requirement. After that, it is asking to select a folder. So as in the left side of my screen, you can see there are multiple folders that I have created. But over here, you can choose any folder in which you want to save this workflow in. So I'm going to select Zoho Forms as a folder in which I want to save my workflow in. Then we have to click on Create to create a workflow. So as you can see, a workflow has been created in the name of Google Docs from Zoho Form submission. And next you can see there are two windows in front of us. One says trigger, another says action. These are the two most important steps of our automation process because the process depends on these two steps. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. That means our action is response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger whereas various action steps. So we are going to set up our trigger application and trigger event. For that, we have to click on this arrow right over here. And as in the introduction, I've already told you that our trigger application is going to be Zoho Forms. So I'm going to select Zoho Forms. After that, it is asking for a trigger event. Our trigger event is going to be new form submission. That means every time a new form is submitted in our Zoho Forms, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. Next, you can see Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. What we have to do is we have to follow these steps right over here to connect our Zoho Forms account to Pabbly Connect. For that, I'm going to go back to Zoho Forms application. And as you can see, this is the form that I've created with the help of Zoho Forms. Now we are going to set up a connection between Zoho Forms and Pabbly Connect. For that, we have to click on integrations right over here. Then on the left side, you can see multiple options. Scroll down and search for webhooks. Click on webhooks. Next on the screen, you can see it says webhooks configuration. We have to click on configure webhooks right over here. After that, as you can see, it is asking for a webhook URL. So we are going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. So I'm going to copy this unique webhook URL. After that, we are going to paste it right over here. And after pasting our webhook URL, the next step we have to do is we have to select the form fields. That means we will choose all the fields that we want our Pabbly Connect to capture the response of. For that, we will fill in the names of the fields that we have created and we are going to choose the field from this drop box right over here. So firstly, I'm going to name my first field, that is first name, and then we are going to choose the field as first name. Next, we have to click on add to add a new field. Next is last name. And then we are going to choose the field as last name and we are going to continue the same process for all the fields. So these are all the form fields that I want Pabbly Connect to capture the responses of. Next, what we have to do is we have to click on this save to save our webhook configuration. After that, as it says right over here, it's saved. So what we are going to do is we are going to go back to our Pabbly Connect, and as you can see right over here, it says waiting for webhook response. So now what we are going to do is we are going to submit a dummy response with the help of Zoho form that we have created, and we'll check whether Pabbly Connect is going to capture that same response or not. For that, I'm going to go back to the Zoho form, click on builder right over here, and next I'm going to click on access form. After that, in the new tab, you can see the form that we have created is presented in front of you. So I'm going to fill in some dummy details. For the name, I'm going to write it as demo. For the last name, as user, a dummy phone number, an email address. For the departure date, I'm going to select a date. For the arrival date, I'm going to select another date. For the destination, I'm going to write it as Delhi. After that, for do you want AC or non-AC rooms, I'm going to write over here as AC. And then we have to click on submit to submit a form. After that, as you can see, it says thank you, your response have been submitted. So what we are going to do is we are going to go back to our Pabbly Connect account and check whether this response is captured by Pabbly Connect or not. So I'm going to go back to my Pabbly account, and as you can see right over here that the response that we have submitted with the help of Zoho Forms is captured in our Pabbly Connect account. That means we have successfully connected our Zoho Forms with Pabbly Connect. To check whether the response is correct, we are going to tally. For the first name, it says demo, last name user, an email address, AC room, destination as Delhi, departure date, arrival date, and a dummy phone number. That means we have successfully connected Pabbly Connect with Zoho Forms. Now next we have to set up our action step. For that, we are going to click on this arrow right over here, and as in the introduction, I've already told you that our action application is going to be Google Docs. So I'm going to select Google Docs. So I'm going to select this. After that, it is asking for the action event, and the action event is going to be create document from template. So we are choosing this action event because I have created a template in my Google Docs, as you can see right over here, and I want that every time a form is submitted in our Zoho Forms, automatically this Google template should be converted into a Google document. And as you can see, all these details mentioned over here are in variable. As you can see, there are two curly brackets in front of them. That means according to the response in our trigger application, all these details right over here should be updated. So next we have to click on connect to connect our Google Docs account with Pabbly Connect. A new dialog box has appeared in front of you in which we have to click on add new connection, but if you have an existing connection, you can choose this option. Then we have to click on sign in with Google. A new window will appear in front of you in which we have to click on allow, as this is a safe process. After that, as you can see, we have authorized our Google Docs with Pabbly Connect successfully. So next it is asking for the template document. As in my Google Docs, I've created a template in the name of travel letters. So I'm going to choose this template as travel letters. Next, it is asking for the new document's name. That means every time a new document is created with the help of Google Docs, we want to create a unique name with every document created. For that, I'm going to map the data from my previous trigger response. I want that whenever a new document is created, it should start with the name of my customers. So for that, I'm going to map the data for the first name, space last name. And with that, I want hyphen travel details, so that every time a new document is created, automatically the name of the document will start with the customer's first name and last name, hyphen travel details. Next, it is asking for the new document's location. So as in my Google Drive, I've created a folder in the name of travel documents. I want that every time a document is created, automatically that document location should be in travel documents. So I'm going to select that folder. After that, you can see it is asking for the phone number, email, name, destination, departure date, arrival date, and the rooms. So as in my template that I've created multiple variables like for the phone number, email, name, departure date, arrival date, and the rooms. I want that every time a response is submitted in my Zoho Forms, all this data should be updated according to the response. So for that, we are going to map the data from our trigger step. So we have to click right over here, and as you can see, it says Zoho Form new submission. I'm going to click on this arrow right over here, and as it is asking for the phone number, I'm going to map the data for the phone number. As I've mapped the data, this data has become dynamic. That means every time a new response is submitted in my trigger step, this data is going to update as per the response is captured. So next it is asking for the email. I'm going to follow the same process. I'm going to click over here, click on Zoho Forms new form submitted, and as it is asking for the email, I'm going to map the data for the email. Next it is asking for the name. For the name, I want that the first name and last name should come together. So I'm going to first choose the first name, space the last name. Next it is asking for the destination. So I'm going to map the data for destination. I'm going to choose the destination. After that, it is asking for the departure date. I'm going to follow the same steps. Click on the departure date. After that, it is asking for the arrival date. I'm going to click on the arrival date. And lastly, for the rooms, I'm going to map the data for the rooms. So as you can see, I've mapped the data for the name, destination, departure date, arrival date, and the room successfully. That means every time a new response is captured in a trigger step, all of this data will be updated according to the new response. So next, what we are going to do is we are going to click on Save and Send Test Request and check whether a new document is created in the name of our customer/travel details in our Google Drive in the travel documents. So we are going to click on Save and Send Test Request. After that, as you can see, the response is received. So we are going to go back to our Google Drive and check whether a document is created or not. So I'm going to go back to my Google Drive. And yes, right over here, as you can see, a document is created in my Google Drive file travel document. So I'm going to open this document right over here. And as you can see, a document is created with the help of Google Docs in my Google Drive, and all the details that I've mapped is successfully updated in my Google Docs. So for the phone number, there's a phone number, an email. For the name, it says demo user. For the destination over here, it says Delhi, departure date, arrival date, and the hotel rooms as AC. That means we have successfully connected our Zoho Forms with Google Docs with the help of Pabbly Connect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send another response in my Zoho Forms to check. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send another response in my Zoho Forms to check whether another document is going to be created in my Google Drive folder or not. So I'm going to go back to the form that I've created, click on Access Form, and I'm going to send in another submission. So for the first name, I'm going to write it as test. For the last name as user, a dummy phone number, a dummy email, a departure date, and an arrival date. Next, for the destination, I'm going to write down Mumbai. So for do you want AC or non-AC rooms, I'm going to write non-AC. After filling all the details of my form, I'm going to click on Submit. And now we are going to go back to our Google Drive and check whether a new document is created or not. For that, I'm going to go back to my Google Drive, click on Refresh. And as over here, you can see a new document is created in the name of Test User Travel Details. So I'm going to open this document. And all the details that I filled in my form is successfully updated in this document. That means we have successfully created an automation between Zoho Forms and Google Docs. So now to sum up our automation process, I have created a workflow in the name of Google Docs from Zoho Forms Submission, and there were two windows in front of us. One was trigger and another was action. For our trigger application, we have selected Zoho Forms, and our trigger event was new form submission. That means every time a new form is submitted in our Zoho Forms, automatically that response will be captured by Pabbly Connect. After that, we have set up our action step. For our action application, we have chosen Google Docs as our action application, and our action event was create document from template. That means I have created a template in my Google Docs, and I wanted that every time a response is submitted in my Zoho Forms, automatically according to that response, the template should be updated and created into a document. This is how we create an automation between Google Docs and Zoho Forms. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Hit on the like button, comment down below if there are any doubts that you have, and please share this video. So not just with these applications, you can automate more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask us queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any questions regarding the Pabbly Connect pricing, you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.